Calling the meeting to order. And looks like the first order of business is the approval of the minutes from the July 27, 2023 meeting and the October 26, 2023 Sister Cities meetings.
Move to approve the July 27, 2023, as well as October 26, 2023 minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, perfect. Unanimous. Citizens to be heard, please form a line. Would you like to be heard, ma'am? Have anything you'd like to say? Okay. Saying no citizens to be heard, we'll move on to number 4, which is the new business items. 4.1, discuss the middle school exchange trip from Nagano, Japan. Amber?
Hello, Amber Bryce, Arts and Cultural Affairs Manager. I want to go a little bit off new business items and just introduce our new board member, Melinda Bacon. So she was actually nominated the same day we had our last meeting. So I think I made an announcement at that meeting, but this is the first time we've gotten to see you. So welcome.
Thank you.
I don't know if you wanted to say anything.
I'm really impressed with the Sister Cities whole initiative and glad to be able to be part of it, to serve on the board.
And Melinda is our rep for Clearwater Arts Alliance that sits on this board.
Okay, great.
Very good.
So
Welcome.
Thank you.
going back to 4.1, the middle school students from Nagano, Japan will be arriving in Clearwater on March 20th and staying until the 26th. It's a pretty quick trip. They're only spending 5 full days in Clearwater, and then they go to LA after that. It'll be 12 students and 2 chaperones on the trip. We do have 2 homestay families secured, and board member Cantoris and his family has offered to host as well, so hopefully that's 3. And we still need 7 to 9 host families. We hope once the Clearwater Sister Cities Inc. has secured their young ambassador students for their middle school trip, that we'll be able to ask those families to be hosts, and that it'll be a true exchange.
Very good. Okay, on to 4.2 then, update on the official delegation dates to Nagano, Japan.
So since it is an election year, the city manager wanted to wait until the election is over. We have our new city council, and that's been decided before we pick the exact dates of the delegation. The school board in Nagano has made it clear that their high school students only have a small window of time that they can visit, which will most likely be October 29th through November 3rd. Since those 2 trips cannot overlap because it requires city staff to be here for that exchange, it looks like the delegation, the official delegation, will probably travel in the beginning part of October. So exact dates will be given to Nagano by April 1st, and will be given to this board around the same time we have our next meeting in April as well.
So by the election, you're talking about this March?
Correct.
Correct. So the trip then would be sometime in the beginning of October
That's the idea.
2024?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. On to 4.3, the high school trip to Nagano, Japan.
So our application closes January 28th. We've received 7 applications so far for the high school trip. The proposed dates for the high school trip for the Clearwater students going to Nagano are June 21st to July 3rd. The Nagano School Board has proposed a change in their itinerary to the normal trip. Normally they would go to Tokyo first and then go to Nagano. They're proposing that the students head straight to Nagano to be able to prepare for the school festival they always participate in, to kind of lead up to that. And then the last 2 days of their trip, the 2nd and the 3rd, will be spent in Tokyo. And I think this will work out really well for them. They always kind of feel like they don't have a lot of time in Tokyo, and then they're dealing with the jet lag. So having it at the end of the trip, I think, will be a nice way for them to sightsee and then come home.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to apply, any high schoolers that are Clearwater residents want to apply, you have 3 more days.
And that would be for us going with this delegation?
No, so this is a separate trip. There's 4 scholarships that the city pays for.
Right.
It's a fully funded trip to Japan for 4 high school students, but they must be Clearwater residents regardless of where they go to school.
I see. Okay.
Would students be eligible who went with the middle school program? And
Yes.
Now matriculated to high school?
Yes, it's a separate one. So the middle school trip is run by the Clearwater Sister Cities Inc., which is our nonprofit
Okay.
arm of Sister Cities. This one is a city trip. So it's fully funded by the city.
And you said there's 7 applications for it?
There's 7 applicants, but there's only 4 spots.
I got you. And they'll be decided within the next,
Probably in the next 2 weeks, we're gonna do interviews, and then decide which students we think will be the best representatives for Clearwater.
who interviews them?
Myself, usually somebody from Clearwater sister cities, and then usually a member of the school board, if not another city staff member.
Okay, great. Any questions? Or anybody?
That's such a great opportunity.
Yes. Yeah. What an experience for the students.
It'll be life-changing.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Okay, and then 4.4, Hicks McQuilpan Artist Incorporated into Signal Box Program. Amber, please expound.
So moving into our other sister city, it's Clearwater, we were able to incorporate a local artist there into some city art. Clearwater Arts Alliance, in partnership with our neighborhoods department, commissioned Ixmiquilpan native Edgar Islas Cruz for one of their Signal Box wraps. They have the program Thinking Outside the Box. I think Melinda might have the example of the artwork. It's very vibrant, beautiful.
Nice.
Yes, Beth Daniels made sure to let me know that we had this to bring. If you haven't seen it in person, I haven't yet, but it is
That's
beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
We have
Where's the exact location?
It is at the corner of Palmetto and North Keene. And I haven't seen all 40 that we have out there, but I have to think that's one of the most colorful ones.
Most intricate for sure.
It's definitely colorful, and it has scenes of the city center of Ixmiquilpan. So the Diana the Huntress, I think.
Yes, this
It's
is
in
right
there.
here, and it's on both sides. So this is the statue of Diana the Huntress, and then this is a famous church tower right in the city.
Hmm.
I'm still practicing saying Ixmiquilpan.
Yeah.
Ixmiquilpan.
You'll have to help me coach me on that.
So it's a welcomed addition to our art in the city and to our neighborhoods. And Edgar also submitted an application for a mural festival, and he was actually in the top 10 chosen artists for that through the panel. So we're hoping to incorporate him into our mural festival that we're having in March as well. So that'll be really cool to do an artist exchange with our sister city.
And Beth Daniels also told me that they're talking with him about developing an ongoing artist exchange program with artists from Ixmiquilpan. I don't know why that's such a tongue
Just say it that way, in
Yeah.
that region.
That is easier.
Yeah.
That's a really good opportunity to do artist exchange.
Very nice. Are you through?
Yep, that's
Okay,
it. Pretty short agenda.
Number 5, is there any old business items to discuss? Seeing none? We'll move on to the director's report.
Candy Hayes from Sister Cities Inc. is here to give a report.
Yep, hi.
Okay,
Right,
the sound right there,
Yeah.
podium.
right out
Right.
there.
There you go. Hi, I'm Katie Hayes. I'm the current treasurer of Clearwater Sister Cities. Stephanie, our current president, wasn't able to come today, so I'm here in her place. So she wanted me to let you know that we have interviewed 17 students for our Young Ambassadors trip, and we have selected 12. We have 9 chaperones who applied for 3 positions, and we have picked those as well. They'll travel with the students, and all the chaperones are educators in Pinellas County. And of the 12 potential participants in our program, 6 are Clearwater residents. And we're going to work with Amber to get we have a scholarship from the city for 1 student. And they're going to work with Amber to select the student of that scholarship. And again, we're grateful for the city's support, both for the scholarship and in helping to promote the program. We've shared your high school application online in hopes that our members will show some interest and hopefully. And this Sunday is our membership social. Hopefully you've all got the email. If you haven't, I'd be happy to give you information. It's at 1 o'clock. And you can email, you probably have our email address, or if you're interested, let me know. But we'd love to have you come. Our young ambassadors that have been selected will be attending as well, and you'd get to meet them before they go on the trip. And any other?
You said there's 6 of the 12 are from Clearwater. Where are the other 6 from?
You know, I was there for the interviews, but I only talked to the parents. But I know we had kids from Palm Harbor. We also had a student from Seminole. We have one of the teachers that's going teaches at Largo, so I think it's a magnet school, so he has several, kids that come from different areas. So our trip is not limited to Clearwater residents like the high school trip is. Because the students,
All
they-
Pinellas County.
well, we've had a student from Tampa a few years ago because their parents pay for the entire trip. So we try to get a good group of kids that are going to mesh together and do well. Because our trip is a little bit different. We travel for a week throughout different sites in Japan. They go to Nara, they go to Tokyo, they go to Hiroshima, I think Kyoto, they might stop.
Kyoto.
Yeah.
My son went
Your
last
son
year.
went last year, yes.
Yeah.
I'm the treasurer. I sent you a check.
Yes, I appreciate that. It's my understanding this is the only active exchange in Tampa Bay. Is that accurate?
I think there are other. Stephanie did know of St. Pete has a Japanese city as well, and they do high school students.
Okay.
I think we may be the only one that does middle school students.
And how long is the trip?
Our trip is usually 2 weeks.
Great.
Nice.
And you said 3 chaperones.
3 chaperones. We have a standby chaperone.
I see.
Our chaperones we try to do the male-female makeup of the kids and try to figure that out.
Sure.
But we do have a standby in case we need another one. And we do have 2 standbys, and they'll be there Sunday also if you'd like to meet them. But we would like to have you come to the membership social.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, and board members to be heard? Would you like to say anything? Or anything? You've been well traveled.
Yes, I was telling Doug that my daughter lives in Australia, 10 years as of last year. It was supposed to be a 1-year adventure, and now she's a permanent resident trying for dual citizenship. So we like to travel together at least once a year. Either I go to Australia or we meet up somewhere else. So we went to Japan in 2019, and last year I went to Australia, went to Darwin. The year before we just met in San Francisco because she'd never been there. So I try to travel as much as I can.
Fantastic.
I just want to reiterate how proud I am of Clearwater to have relations with a region in Hidalgo. This is my understanding we have approximately 5,000 to 7,000 residents of Hidalgo here. I personally have met many because I do speak Spanish, so I engage them, and they bring such value to our community in terms of work ethic, kindness, family values, and during these times of divisive times to honor this recent immigrant group here, which bring a lot of value. This makes me happy. I think Clearwater should be very proud, and I'm proud that they're now contributing with the Arts Council, and I think it's just the beginning. We have to keep fostering that exchange culturally, education, food, economically, and so I'm here to do whatever I can to foster that relationship, not just with Japan, but with the folks from Hidalgo, both in Hidalgo and also here that are living here currently. I encourage all of you to get to know folks from Hidalgo that live here. A lot of them have been in the shadows, but a lot are working here, and they're hard workers, and they're great family folks.
How many did you say are living here?
I think, well, there's been different reports. It's my understanding between 5,000 and 7,000. That could be
In
low.
Clearwater?
In
I think
Clearwater.
that's low.
That's
That's
correct.
I think I read an article, and this was from like the early 2000s, that said 27,000 or something.
27,000.
And that might be Pinellas County, maybe not Clearwater, but
Right.
it was a pretty large amount.
Yeah, big numbers.
Those are big numbers, exactly. And the city of Clearwater, the population is not that big. So you're talking maybe 20% of the population. Right under our noses. These aren't Cubans or Puerto Ricans, these are folks from Hidalgo. Really, really wonderful folks. So I'm very proud of that.
Very good. I look forward to the year being successful, and sound like a lot of good things are in the mill, and should be a great program for all concerned.
I think the ramping the signal box and working with an artist from there and collaborating with the neighborhood people to come up with a design, it seems like it was a great way to tie into that relationship.
Beautiful.
Lena, would you like to add anything?
Yes, so there's a lot of numbers going on around about human resources and manpower, but everybody agrees that there's more jobs than humans to fill them. So to honor and celebrate this community that has become more and more important to the backbone of our economy is, I think, perfect timing, and I sense the right message that we value this community because they are invaluable. Moving on to Japan, I'm personally very excited. It's been decades since I've been there, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it's changed. But it was a life-changing experience for me when I went as a young adult, and I look forward to having an equally valuable and special experience again.
I was a dual citizen of Japan and the U.S. until I was 18, being a military brat, born there. But then I had to choose one or the other when I was 18. But I am too greatly looking forward to going back. The air base was in Fukuoka, Japan, and it's obviously quite different.
That's where I lived.
Did you really?
I didn't like right next door. Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Wow, small world.
Yeah,
Little town called Shunan. But it was literally right next to Fukuoka.
that is so neat. So anyway, all right, well, thanks anyone. Is there any more business or any other?
How many people usually go on the delegation tours? I understand it's been quite a few years since we've done that.
It changes, but because we've skipped a cycle, actually more than one cycle, we have, we're thinking about letting it grow a little bit more, but usually it's the council members and the leadership. But I think we're open to a few more people because we have skipped a whole cycle, right? Because of COVID and then, so.
And our
Monsoon or
Yes.
tsunami they had in 2019. We skipped that trip. So it's been, I think, 9 to 10 years since we've been. We're supposed to go every 5 years. So they're opening it to the Clearwater District Cities Board, the advisory board, and then it would be council and city management would go.
The funding has been accrued over the years, so
It's budgeted every year, so
yes.
it's approved, it's grown, built up.
And are we allowed to pay for our spouses to join us as well, or is that not?
Yeah, we talked about like a spouse or a plus one, and then that would have to be covered by
Yes.
the person attending, not the city funds. But
Well, I've never been to Japan, but I took 2 years at USF back in the early 90s, and I'm back on my Duolingo with my Japanese, so I'm looking forward to going to what's arguably one of the more amazing countries in the world, so I'm excited.
Fantastic. Okay, having everything done, is there anything else to be said? If not, we'll adjourn. We're adjourned.